California Imam accuses LGBT of infiltrating Palestine rallies. In a controversial Friday sermon at the Islamic Center of San Gabriel Valley, California Imam Ahmed Radwan, sparked outrage by accusing LGBT individuals of infiltrating pro-Palestine rallies and likening their tactics to those of Israelis. Radwan urged Muslims to distance themselves from the LGBT community, describing them as, quote, very sneaky people, and warning against standing shoulder to shoulder with them at protests. He claimed that LGBT supporters attend these rallies to gain Muslim support for their own causes, stating they come closer to us. They want to be seen among us. They say, we are supporting you. We stand against Israel. So stand with us when we need your help. Do not be fooled by this tactic. Radwan's sermon, which also criticized corporate and governmental support for LGBT rights, has ignited debate about inclusivity and allyship within activist movements. So let's watch the, good old fashioned memory TV. Gotta love memory. Let's roll the clip.
We cannot be standing with them shoulder to shoulder. They are very, very sneaky people. For example, if we have a rally, and they have showed in rallies when we are standing beside Palestine and Gaza, they come closer to us. They want to be seen among us. That's mean here we are supporting you, standing with you against Israel. So stand with us also when we need your help. Do not be fooled by this tactic. You need to let them understand. Stay away from us. You not belong to us, and we not belong to you, and have a wall between you and them, because they're going to be expecting the same thing. No shoulder to shoulder, my dear brother and sister. And the month of June, my dear brother and sister, it means a lot to this group, the LGBT plus. You are surrounded with their mark, with their colors, everywhere we can. They impose this on our children in the school. Even I have seen Chevrolet manufacturer, the Chevy manufacturer, they are supporting this evil act. McDonald's is doing the same thing. And unfortunately also I was at Nordstrom. I was buying some clothing. And my way out, I see Nordstrom. They have their flag supporting this evil act of these people. The president of the United States supporting this. The vice president, she's supporting this. We need to stay far as we can and make sure our children, they not associate with them, because it's a disease and then your children are going to get it. And then these people, they are the oppressed. They are the victim. And this is to remind me what is happening in Palestine. In Israel, they are showing they are the victim. They are the oppressed one, and they are using the same mentality.
Wow.
There's a lot to unpack there. Armin, give us your initial reactions.
I mean, Islamically, he's not wrong. Like, people, like, if you're a Muslim, to be honestly, okay, like, if you're a Muslim, right, you are in these protests against Israel, and what is Israel doing? What is the Zionists doing that you're making you so angry, right? You're saying like, oh, they're dropping bombs on Gaza and killing Palestinians, which, okay, it's not them who's killing Palestinians. It's Hamas that is responsible for their death. But let's assume that you're correct, and Israel is evil and they're killing Palestinians, right? But you believe in an afterlife. I mean, what is a greater evil, LGBT or Zionism, from an Islamic perspective? Let's just assume that Zionism, Israel, all evil, killing Palestinians, very evil, and LGBT Islamically is also evil. But from an Islamic perspective, which one is more evil? The one who kills your child, or the one who takes the afterlife of your child? Like, if I have like a little baby girl, right, and I'm a Muslim, right, which would be more damaging to my baby girl? Let's say I have like a 3-year-old baby girl, right? And then a bomb is dropped on her house and she dies. Okay, so what happened? The Zionists, the evil Zionists, they took away her life, this life, the worldly life. But then if she didn't die, let's say the Zionists didn't take her life, and the LGBT movement, wow, they got to her, right? And she became, as they say, gay or like or trans, okay, or bi, or whatever, right? And she lives like she has a long life. She dies at age 90. Okay, so instead of so you know, so she has another 88 extra years to live, but then she goes to hell for eternity for being a lesbian, right? And she burns forever and ever and ever. So the Zionist is taking 88 years of her life, but the LGBT is taking an eternity from her. What is the greater evil? Like LGBT, as like all of these. So a lot of Muslims are. By the way, this is not my perspective, YouTube. Okay, I'm just telling you what these people believe. But the LGBT should be, a lot of these anti-Israel, Muslim activists have lost. They became too political. They have become too worldly. They become so much active with all these leftists that they are concerned about worldly matters. They have forgotten that they are supposed to protect their deen, their faith and religion, more than their own bodies. It says, love, if we are anti-Zionism, we should be more anti-Zionism, because Zionism is coming for your Islam, not for your life. Our life, it doesn't matter. We should say we love death. We don't care about dying. Even if you're concerned about Zionism, you should be more concerned about Zionism when Zionism is coming for Islam. You as a Muslim do not matter. It's Islam that matters. And LGBT is a lot more effective for coming at Islam than coming at for Muslims. In fact, LGBT acts like it's a friend of Muslims, and that's what makes them even more dangerous. So this Imam is basically, I said this all better than this Imam. I should be an Imam. Give me his job. Like, I explained this much better than he did.
Well, and that's why we have a Mufti Armin emoji.
Yes. Right.
Our true Mufti he's already present with us. Yeah, I mean, you basically said it all. Like, yeah, Zayn is saying, "Hey, Queers for Palestine, are you listening?" Like,
Yes.
this is why I recommend people. It's like, go listen to their sermons. This is why I got really into listening to the Shirazi sermons for a long time, to the Shia sermons. Go listen. A lot of these mosques like have sermons that they put on their own Facebook pages. They're usually still on Facebook. They stream to YouTube. Just go listen to what they say when they're talking amongst themselves. We don't have to. We used to have to feel like we had to like explain between the lines what a lot of these people are saying or explain what's going on. But a lot of times, if you go listen to what they say amongst themselves, you just need to show that. Because it's like, no, there is no accusation that we are being untruthful, dishonest. When you go look at what they say amongst themselves, it's obvious. They say it out loud. We got a few super chats. Angie Unier gave a super chat saying, "Thank you as always for spreading awareness, love from Israel." Thank you, Angie. Mithras also just gifted 5 Atheist Republic memberships. Thank you so much, Mithras. And Erkin gave a super chat saying, "Except they do not accept Mufti Armin's fatwas because he's not a Muslim." And that is to their detriment.
Okay. I know I'm not a Muslim, but am I wrong? Am I wrong? Everything I'm saying, like, if you're a Muslim and watching this and you're here hate watching me, like, just ask yourself, is anything I'm saying incorrect? You know I'm correct, okay? You should make me the first ex-Muslim mufti and just follow my Islamic teaching. As a Muslim, you don't get any better source of Islamic teaching than me. Make an ex-Muslim. And if you're Shia, make me your marja. Who's your marja? I'm your marja. Make me your marja. No marja will explain this better than Armin. Yeah.
Oh my God,
So
which reminds me, we have a new emoji that we made that I forgot to add. And we have an Ayatollah Armin Ayatollah Armin emoji that I need to release. So get excited
yes,
for
because
that.
the one that we have right now is guys. Right now, the Mufti Armin emoji that we have for our members, that's Sunni. That has a Sunni look to it. So we are doing an Ayatollah version of it, which it would be Shia. So we are covering our bases everywhere.
Sid gave a super chat saying LGBT for Palestinians totally deluded individuals. Here's the thing. If you understand their political orientation, it actually is completely logical and rational because they are concerned about a totally different axis of power in the world. So we would disagree with them, but within their internal framework, they're not delusional. I don't know how to explain
actually
that.
Actually it's genius in some ways, right? Because so when it comes to the far left, right, we have Marxists and we have the Wokistani people, the Wokistani Mujahideen, right? And if you go look at history, the Marxists were sometimes pretty badass. Like they fight and they kill and they they're pretty aggressive, right? But when it comes to the Wokistanis, they are pathetically weak, right? They are, and we have three main powerful forces in the world that is trying to destroy liberalism, right? Liberalism, and those are Marxists. I mean, it used to be fascists as well, but we annihilated their governments, so they are not in the picture as much as before. But it used to be the fascists and the Marxists, the Islamists, and now we have a new breed, which is the Wokistani Mujahideen, right? So the fascists are we kind of destroyed them, but the Marxists are not as relevant as before. But these Wokistani Mujahideen, they also want to destroy liberalism, but they can do it ideologically, but they don't have the violence and the aggression required to do the physical fight. They can do the ideological fight, but they're incapable of doing the physical fight. They want to fight Zionism, they want to fight Western imperialism, they want to fight capitalism, and they don't have the soldiers, like the fascists and the Marxists did.
They're
The
too
fascists and the
mentally ill
Marxists,
to actually accomplish anything.
yes, they are like they if you push them over, they just like they might die. Be careful.
You can
right?
go see threads on
So
Twitter where they're like, a far right activist was working out today. Did you? Because they're trying to encourage like being physically fit, for the revolution. And people are like, that's body fascism. And then they cancel the person trying to do it.
right.
It's a
So
freaking
my
joke.
point. Wait, my point. Let me say my point is they realize that they are incapable of doing the physical fight, so they just open the gates to the barbarians, which are also anti-liberalism and capable of doing the physical fight, right? So that is the reason behind. So that's kind of the smart part. The problem is that eventually this violence might come for them as well, right? Like it happened because the Marxists did this in Iran more than 40 years ago, and they opened the gates to the barbarians, the Islamists, and they took over the country. And the leftists were the first ones to be executed. But just looking at it in a short-term perspective, like if you look at it, it makes sense for why these people are see Islamists as their allies, because they are fighting their same enemy and they also can do things that they cannot. So it makes kind of sense in that way.
So, okay, any more? Okay, we got another super chat from Animation saying the broadcast bill will censor YouTube channels in India. Okay, so that's something we should look into. And Dave gave us a super chat saying they see Palestinians as people of color oppressed by white Jewish colonizers. They see Israel as a white ethno state. For them, LGBT equals Palestinians versus Black Lives Matter. Okay, basically, they have a very specific structure of what is moral and what is immoral, and it is formulated very strongly, particularly around American ideas of race and ethnicity, and then they just impose that moral structure or moral cartoon upon this conflict when really it is not analogous. um and which is so funny because a lot of them ha- are indirectly influenced by postmodernism, which doesn't believe in that kind of moral projection, but they're still doing it anyways. Um, so Gasian American sent a super chat saying, I've met Maoists who insisted on communism needed abolition of whatever the fuck that meant. It was one of the most word salad ass responses I've ever met. Well, they want to abolish the institutions and structures that hold up a liberalized democracy because that's how they can seize power. That's the obstacle to their dominance. And yes, it is word salad. because they're not trying to say what they really mean a lot of the time.
Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.